Well, it's the 22nd of June, which happens to be the 25th anniversary of these two people, lovely people that we've got stuck with us, Gail Clough and Duncan Jones from
Good evening. Nice.
Good evening.
The Laughter Factory.
That's
How you
it.
doing?
You got it in one, man.
My daughter came out blonde. Blonde. I did not work 9 months to make a kid everyone thinks I'm the nanny of.
So, 25 years today.
Yes, that's it today. 25
Congratulations.
years. Can't believe we've lasted that long. It's amazing, isn't it?
You still look normal. So, how did it happen? How did you get together?
Well, we both had pretty dodgy jobs, didn't we?
Well, I wouldn't say it was dodgy. I was a drummer in a good band.
Good band.
You were dodgy.
Yeah, I was a DJ.
You were working
yeah.
in dodgy nightclubs. so
Yeah, I was a DJ
I was
working in dodgy
respectable,
nightclubs, yeah.
We used the respectable end of it.
Actually, it's all right. That reminds me. Do you know who Gail used to work with?
No, who did?
You won't know because you're 11 years old, aren't you?
I am 11 years
The
old.
Hitman and Her. Do you ever remember that? So the Hitman
No, you wouldn't.
was Carly Minogue's producer. Who else?
Oh, Sonia.
Stock Aitken and Waterman.
It was Stock Aitken
Oh.
and Waterman, yeah. Peter
Waterman.
Waterman, yeah. I used to work on a lot of their gigs, yeah.
So they have
in
the
Blackpool and Warrington.
classy
and-
places.
Yeah.
So they used to have the Hitman and Her, where he would talk, and the music DJ going off, and what was her name? Michaela Strachan.
Michaela Strachan, yeah.
And Gail was the DJ on it.
Yeah, and then I was the first DJ over the Berlin Wall.
Were you?
Wow,
Very first one, yeah. Was it a German? It was me.
Get on.
that's amazing.
When was that? 1989, I think.
And China.
And the first one into communist China.
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
something strange about you, isn't there?
I
Very
was the first drummer in Dira.
So was it music that brought you together? Were you just in the same places?
Yeah,
You always-
yeah. We were doing a
Same
lot.
place,
We were working
yeah.
on fashion shows, weren't we?
It was just a
could tell the fashion's
happy accident,
oozing out.
really.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
accident. I was sort of coming out of the bands, which I've been in for years, 20 odd years. Gail was finishing like the DJ
the
sort of thing.
nightclub side of it.
And then we started helping out on little fashion shows and stuff like this, and they were so bad. Back in the
Early 90s, wasn't it? Yeah.
They were so dreadful, and we were trying to get these people out of trouble and get the gig. And then we thought, well, we're bored anyway. What? It was really for ourselves we did it.
Yeah.
But so we were just bored of not
Of doing the same thing.
And then we thought, well, I miss comedy, you miss comedy,
Yeah.
you've worked in the industry. And we just thought, let's give it a go. And 25 years later,
And you're still working together.
I know, we've got killed each other, yeah.
Being in love, it feels like central heating, you know? You turn it on before guests come over and pretend it's like this all the time.
Who's your first artist then? Who's your first comedian?
Noel James, Gary
It was
Steiner,
mad.
Alan
It was
Bates, yeah. It's a
completely
bit
mad.
insane, yeah. Yeah.
Gary Skyner, who's a Liverpudlian guy,
Right.
a very mainstream act.
Black Saw
we
shows,
were,
I
we
think.
were originally booking mainstream acts because we didn't know the industry at all,
Yeah, we didn't really know the difference between it was called alternative comedy then. It was actually an alternative to sexist, racist jokes. That's where the term alternative came from.
Okay.
But then
Wow.
people kind of realised over 25 years that you're not supposed to tell those jokes anyway, so it's not called alternative anymore.
It's just comedy.
That's just comedy.
Just
now,
comedy, yeah.
Thankfully.
But I'd like to take a step back.
Yeah, go
I
on.
know you all know each other, so it seems really cozy. I don't know actually. How do you know each other?
I used to gate crash their gigs.
Oh,
He compared a couple of times. He actually
he's
compared
actually
a couple
helped
of
us out
times.
on
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
gigs, yeah.
so I see music. You all have that in
Duncan
common.
and I play in
and
bands
performing.
together.
Yeah.
We play in bands together
Yeah.
with
So
other people.
it's quite incestuous, but in a good way. you
Yeah,
know.
but it's quite a genius idea to tap into laughter. Like what's it about laughter that has made you made your business a
What we're lucky is
success?
because all our comics write original material, so you're never listening to the same jokes. Like when we first started with the mainstream acts, a lot of them would be telling the same gags. But then when we got into the guys on what was called the alternative scene, they were all writing original material. So you were always addicted to it. You never thought, oh God, the same old thing. Every show was different. So you're always on tenterhooks wondering what's going to happen next, which is great. It's addictive.
I don't think at the time as well that the actual Dubai market was quite ready for what we were trying to do. It was still an expat outpost, really, Dubai at that time.
It was like being
there
at,
wasn't
people can be at home.
incredible nightlife that exists today.
It was a country club, wasn't it? A
We
place like
we
that.
were doing gigs. Our first gig 25 years ago was at the the Hyatt Regency in Dera. If anyone
Which is the
remembers
hotel
that,
of-
which is,
That was the top hotel.
The top hotel at the time.
Downhill since.
Yeah, we knocked the star off it. A lot of the people that came to the gig and the subsequent gigs after didn't quite get, I don't get it. It's not the gags I see on the TV, or it's not that.
It was alternative.
It was alternative.
So the
but
artists
we
that
had
you've
some
had.
dreadful gigs to start with.
Oh,
don't
God,
get
what was
me
the
wrong.
worst one? Or don't you want to tell
Oh,
me?
the worst one was when we booked a clairvoyant, Derek Okora.
Oh, no.
And he was walking up to people on the front row and he was going, "Cancer?" And you were going,
No.
"No." And he's going, "Well, you will have."
Wow.
No, that's
And
a
there's a
joke.
great episode of Phoenix Nights where
Yeah.
they make fun of him and he comes out at the end and goes, "I've only been punched twice tonight."
Well, he's an old mate of ours, isn't he? Neil Fitzmaurice.
Neil Fitzmaurice,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've known him for years
He
and
was
years
on
and years. He's
Phoenix
one of the
Night.
writers on that.
Justin Morehouse we've had, and
But yeah, we've been out with
Yeah.
him a few times.
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, wasn't it? Didn't Neil talk to you about this show he was writing with a bloke called what's his name?
Peter Kay.
Peter Kay.
Yeah, he
about,
did,
about a
yeah,
club. What do you think, Dunga?
Yeah.
It'll work because you played in loads of those clubs.
There was a time when we had a lot of the people who'd appeared on Phoenix Nights, which was an incredibly popular programme. Probably
Hilarious.
more in the north, Midlands and north of England than the south, I think, because it depicted working men's club life
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very well. Peter Kay is probably one of the biggest comedy icons in the UK. Wrote
so
it
true.
with Dave Spikey and Neil Fitz.
Yeah, yeah.
He was meant to be on the Laughter Factory.
Really?
And he cancelled and got replaced by Frankie Boyle.
No.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to eat healthier myself. I was at this diner before I came out here. I was getting they had a thing on the menu. It was called a protein scramble. I go, that sounds healthy. Then I read the ingredients. Basically, it was an egg omelet with chunks of chicken meat in it. It's a chicken omelet. Which is wrong. I mean, you don't take the eggs out of a chicken and then cook the chicken and put it in the eggs. That's too much chicken. Who the hell is back there cooking? Some kind of chicken serial killer? I mean, that's an omelet that spans 2 generations of chicken. That's not breakfast, that's a vendetta. You know what I mean? Who's ordering breakfast? Tony Soprano? Listen, I want the chicken dead. I want his family dead. I want his unborn babies dead. I don't want any chickens coming back at me after we take care of that thing. You know? It's crazy.
I was talking to Damien earlier, and he's my living thesaurus, or all things. If I need to learn anything, Damien is my person.
Oh, how cool
so
am I?
he was saying that all the biggest comedians have worked with you.
Oh, we're so lucky. We've been so lucky.
So I don't want to name drop, but
Oh,
let's
go
go
on.
ahead. Which who have you worked with?
Russell Peters, Michael McIntyre, Jack Whitehall, Kevin Bridges, Sarah
really
Millican,
like Jack Whitehall.
Lee Mack, Mickey Flanagan,
You get
Dara
out.
O'Brien, Jeannie Asheray,
Oh,
um,
amazing.
Ed
I think
Byrne.
if you think
I
of
think,
it,
yeah,
anyone
those
that has made it to
Jason
like,
Manford. I forgot Jason.
All
Yeah.
the UK comedians
anyone
who
that's
kind of
made it, we did get them on the way up. I've seen some of them
On the way down.
change. Yeah, we've met them on the way down as well.
I mean, Jason's had quite a few shows here recently, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's still a very strong
Very funny
comic,
man.
even though his career takes him in. He's a good singer.
Yeah.
So he's got several
We're
careers.
definitely punching with him, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah,
Joe
we do well.
Lycett's another one that we had quite.
On the- yeah.
And
just
Gina
a few-
Asheray
Young
is
guy.
was also or is
She's
it?
gone to America.
Yeah,
now.
she's
based in New
taking
York.
over
Yeah.
in the States.
Yeah,
so that's
She's
really
doing ever so well.
that's epic.
Yeah.
Old enough to know better. Had a birthday recently, means I'm now half to 2/3 of the way through my life, depending on how I drive. I'm old enough now that my password is 3 dogs ago.
So with it being your 25th anniversary, you don't have to tell me. You can hint. Got anything planned big for your 25th year? With all your mates?
We're just thankful that we can get comics on a plane. I mean, we've got people coming, everyone's coming from America at the moment
Wow.
because we can't book out of the UK or Ireland. We've run out of European acts, so we've got people coming from America. So that's quite a huge expense for us. You know, the comics are more expensive and the flights are a lot more expensive as well.
So we were saying earlier, you were asking about the London project, what it is. It's basically the essence of London. It's
Right,
not
yeah.
London, it's London. So it's Old Compton Street, it's Soho House kind of vibe, whatever. Obviously, you know, the comedy store. And you guys have worked with those guys for what?
We worked with those guys for 20
years.
years. We're still
Tell us
great
the,
friends.
the
Yeah.
relationship. They were over last week,
I
weren't
can tell you how it began was very fortuitous. It was just myself and Gail who just happened to be in London at the same time. I think we were looking for bands or something at the time, and Gail said, "I'd been to the Comedy Store. It's not far from where we are, Leicester Square."
Leicester Square, yeah.
So we, blind ambition, just went and knocked on their office door.
You then ask, you don't get there, yeah.
And just said, "We'd like to sit and talk to you about possibility of doing gigs in Dubai and UAE," and they jumped at it really.
That's
It took a
definitely
little
when
time
opportunity knocks.
when you get someone like Don Ward who owns the store, who's an icon
Yeah,
in
he's
the
the Alex
comedy.
Ferguson of comedy.
The comedy,
isn't it?
yeah, I
he's
mean-
the Alex Ferguson.
What, he's a cheat?
It's
Liverpool
just,
fan, yeah?
you
Leave
know,
that one.
Sorry,
seeing
Alex.
it all, really. And he very kindly came over with some of his crew and some great people, Charlotte and Simon guys. And then we started getting this massive lift in the standard of what we were trying to book. We were trying to book Blind from Edinburgh
Right,
Festival
okay.
and stuff like that. And
And there's some junk. When I was last time with Edinburgh, the festival was like 89, 88, and they're saying then, is it time to trim the fringe? Because it was dreadful.
yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
they did.
I went to Montreal where we went
both
together,
went there.
and the standard was just so much different.
Montreal
But
Festival
it's
is a great
curated
festival.
at Montreal. You know, Edinburgh's about ripping comics off, really.
Yeah.
What they do is they just hire space, and comics hire the space and try and sell tickets.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of rich kids with
Having a go.
parents having a go at it, and the public are confused. They don't know.
What's the Irish festival you guys go to?
Kilkenny.
Oh, Kilkenny.
They just have too many.
Because every time you come back, you just got the biggest smiles on your faces. Go, you just come back
Too
there.
many of the same comics now, unfortunately, there.
Okay.
The best festival really is the Montreal one. They don't book the same acts 1 year from the next.
It's
And
invite
they're-
only
It's
as well.
invite.
Okay.
With the comics, it's
So
invite
that's
only.
like the French, isn't it? Being funny, is that possible?
I know, that's so strange, isn't
oxymoronic.
it?
Well,
position to be
the
in.
strange thing is, or the interesting thing about that particular festival, it has 2 weeks in French language, and it has 2 weeks in English.
They're being proposed to, a little boost to the ego, isn't it? Which is why every now and then I go on a date with an illegal immigrant.
When you're booking, obviously when you first started, you probably weren't so particular. But how do you book acts now?
Well, at the moment, we really depend on our 20 years experience and our network of comics, because the comics will suggest somebody
And recommend.
You know, yeah, and you know they've really helped us out a lot, particularly the last few months, because we've not left Dubai for 2 years.
Right.
And have you ever booked somebody and thought, we've kind of discovered like a gold mine?
I haven't.
Joe
Eh?
Lycett, actually. Joe Lycett and Jack Whitehall, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would-
definitely.
When you
Well,
first
did
saw
you find it?
them.
Didn't he try his going out?
It
Get
was
your
just
first gig?
brilliant, but the great thing about comedy and like music is that people do make it quite older in life. So it's quite nice to see people like Mickey Flanagan and John Bishop having careers that really start in their 40s.
That was, if I remember rightly, that was the Crown Plaza, wasn't it? When he did the
We were at a club there called Zinc.
Zinc, yeah.
We were there for a number of years. Believe it or not, we would get nearly 400 people in there on a Wednesday night at one time.
Yeah, we speak Joe
In the
Hart as
90s,
well,
Yeah.
And then when we were doing, a lot of good gigs in Dubai, then we went to Abu Dhabi. We have a smaller but very loyal
Following.
audience there. Then we took the gigs to Bahrain, to Qatar,
Oman.
Oman a few times.
Yeah.
Lost money in everywhere. We can lose money anywhere.
Yeah.
If I had half a penny for every time a promoter had told me they lost money, I'd have £97, 56 and a half pence.
Old white people love to complain about immigrants in North America. We're losing this country to immigrants coming in here and taking our jobs. Like, yeah, you wanted to open a kebab shop. Guy just came in and stole your kebab shop idea from his culture. I was gonna open Earl's Kebab Shop, and he opens Ali's kebab shop down the street, who are you gonna trust a kebab from?
So there's a tour on this week, starting this week.
They arrive tomorrow.
Tell us about this then. What's going on?
We've got 2 acts who are coming out America. We've got an Irish act who plays Vegas, so he's going to be quite a talent because he's got all the charm of the Irish, but he's got the American style, the professionalism and the slickness that comes with American comics.
Right.
Mike Manarino, he won the Bob Hope. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember Bob Hope, but he was huge, wasn't he?
Bob Hope, no hope.
Not
Let me write that down.
History lesson.
Maybe
he
Google
won the
can
Bob
help
Hope
me.
Comedy Award 2 years ago, and then we've got Corey Michaelis, who's just a legend.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, it's incredible when you think about the problems happening at the moment. That Gail's booking the shows, that we're still managing to get people to get into Dubai safely and get them in a safe environment in the clubs. We work very closely with Dubai government, DTCM.
Completely the safe as it can be.
No, but comedy, thankfully for us, is the most perfect thing because people are sat in a chair and they're not moving. It's mingling that creates the stress, doesn't it?
Yeah. So in our preamble before we put the cameras on, you were saying that you've got comedians from the Eastern Bloc countries and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Because I can't work out how does that work.
Like Borat on steroids.
But really, Borats.
Yeah, but really Borat. Yeah.
So really,
we had a Romanian guy, we've had a Latvian guy.
Greek guy.
We had a Greek guy, we had a Portuguese. It's been just such a
all in English.
It's so diverse.
Yeah, so diverse.
And these guys have
They've just
been
got a
great,
different
man.
voice.
Great.
And,
But is it funny? I don't know.
Of course it's funny. We wouldn't
Oh,
want
no,
them to
they
be
are.
funny.
Well,
Yeah.
Damien does have a very particular sense of
No, but
humour.
that's the great thing about comedy.
yeah.
People do have a discussion about it. At
Yeah.
our gigs, we always have a little after party. We talk to the guests and the comics will come and hang out. And when you talk to someone at Modern Table, they have a completely different experience than someone on another table.
So you get the feedback from them as well then?
Oh, that's
Absolutely,
the great
yeah.
thing about the Laughter Factory is we speak to our customers directly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have a massive online presence, but we take the online live. You know, we want to listen to our customers. We want to hear what they think. And the great thing about bringing the Eastern Bloc countries, the European acts, is that we've had such great feedback. I mean, they're all rebooked for 18 months' time.
Brilliant.
Yeah, huge success.
So
That's fantastic.
this tour that's on now, how do people get tickets? What do they do? What nights are you on?
Well, always. I always
all the
say
details are on the laughterfactory.com.
laughterfactory.com.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
It's a monthly gig.
Yeah.
We've managed to do it monthly for pretty much 25 years, which is, I think, the longest running gig in the world.
Yeah, pretty good. That.
Possibly
impressive.
one of them.
You and the
Monthly
mousetrap.
gig.
Yeah,
The mousetrap for comedy.
Yeah, but
And there's
it's,
so much going on. You've got so many different comedians.
Yeah.
You've got Michael McIntyre coming back, I
No, I
think.
can't afford him anymore.
Oh, you can't?
He's coming back. We're still friends. I'll definitely meet up with him, but we can't
we're still
afford
friends with a lot
We
of the
just do
guys.
small
Yeah.
shows. I mean, the great thing about the Laughter Factory is you're not watching it on a screen. You get to see the comic. You get to see the whites of their eyes, the
you
fear.
get to see them panic at
Well,
times.
the next time you got somebody over, we'll come down and have a look and have a chat with them, chat with you, and, and ask them what they think of the audiences in Dubai.
Yeah.
Let's spin it around that one.
Absolutely, man.
Well,
Anytime.
on that note, guys, happy 25th birthday.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Mother.
Happy 25th.
Our comedy fans, thanks for supporting the gig.
It's been a long one,
It's been a long
but a
one.
funny one.
Congratulations.
Gail, Duncan, thank you very much
Thank you,
indeed.
guys.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
It's great to be here.